to a story time. This story time is going to be kind of sad, but as well as this happened. This it happened when I like a year ago to this day. This is gonna be kind of a sad story, but it's going to be something very interesting to you guys. If you guys like this story, leave a like, leave a subscribe. This is a story time when I need to relax and not be so angry at this game. So yeah. So this story happened a year ago and I'm going to tell you it now. So this happened a year ago when I was 19 years old. I was 19. I was I have a I have one job. I have one job where I work and I have one job on YouTube right now. So this happened when I was 19 years old. I was playing outside with a couple of friends. They wanted me to play football nor soccer, right? So we, I think this was at like either 6 or 7. I don't remember the exact time. They said, "Hey, no, do you want to play soccer or football?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go do some of that." You know, the story's gonna get crazy. I'm just gonna say this. But back to what I was saying, they wanted me to play some soccer. They said, "Hey, do you want to play some soccer?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" You know, I want to practice getting my goals, and I want to, get some exercise. So I got up. I told my dad that I wanted to go play some soccer with some friends. He said, "Yeah, just don't stay out." Well, he said you can stay out too late if you want to. That's your choice. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I went up, got the soccer, either I think it was a soccer ball or a football. He said bring the football too. I got out of my house, went for to walk at the gym in my area because we have a gym close to our area. And I was walking there and walking, and then we went out. This was, I think, during summertime too, so don't regret it on me. Um, so back to what I was saying, I walked out of my house, walked like 15 minutes, because it only takes 15 minutes from my house to the area, and I walked all the way there. My friends were all waiting for me. They said, "Let's play some soccer." So that's what we did. We played soccer for about 15 minutes to an hour, I would have to say. And here's where the bad puss thing comes in. When I was going to get the ball, right, 15 minutes to an hour, I think it was an hour in, I twisted my ankle and sprained my ankle badly. Very, very badly. I had to go to the ER. Well, my friend's like, "Are you okay?" "No, I think I sprained my ankle." He called the 911. He called the ambulance. And basically what happened was ambulance got called, got took it to the ambulance. I had x-rays, everything. They said, "You have a sprained ankle and it will be like 3 to 5 weeks until you can get, you know, healed." All that. I couldn't go to work for at least 3 to 5 of those weeks. I couldn't really do much. I couldn't go outside. I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't hang out with my friends. I couldn't do anything. I wanted to spend, my life being a healthy human being, but that injury caused me from not hanging out with my friends, not hanging out with my family, not going to work. I wanted to, hang out with my friends at work. I missed it so much. But my leg healed. I didn't go back to the gym. It was like 5 weeks in, my ankle healed. I went back to work. Everything was normal. But yeah, that was a story of me hurting my ankle, everything else. But yeah, that's not the end of the story. I still got more stories to share with you. And this story was when I was very, very young. I think this story was what my mom told me. I don't recall. But I had a biological mother. And she was, I think in her old ages, I don't know how old she was, but she was biological mother. I'm adopted. Everybody probably doesn't know that, but I am adopted. But I have a biological mother, and mom was telling me this whole entire story about it. But I got told about this when I was 15, I think it was. But anyways, I have a mother that I got taken away from because I got adopted because she basically was treating me like badly. She was abusing me when I was very, very little. I was like just born and everything else. She abused me. She threw me. Man, I can't get up this thing. But anyways, I got adopted and everything else when I was very little from her because she was abusive to me. But anyways, that's not the point of what I'm trying to say in this story. But yeah, she was abusive. She threw me when I was little. When I was first born and stuff and everything else. But anyways, the whole story of this is that I got adopted, normal family, right? One day, I got a call from my mom telling me that my biological mother died in a car crash. She drank way too much and she died in a car crash. And I was like, is this actually true? She said, yes. So yeah, that's what happened to my biological mother. She passed away in a car crash like a year ago, or 3 years ago. This happened back in 2020, so I regretted it. I didn't know what really happened to her, why she did what she did, but nobody knows. Nobody knows what my biological mother did, why she did what she did, but that's my second story of the day. There's some more crazy stories I have. I don't want to tell any of them yet, though. Wondering which side I can go to. And I missed the jump. Great. That's just great. Just great. I'm trying to figure out what other stories I can tell here. Oh, I could tell you about the social media story. That's a long, tired story. So, I had a phone 3 years ago. And this phone was very special to me. Well, not very special. You know, You know, people need a phone to communicate, though. But anyways, here go. I had this phone. 2 years ago, I had this like old. It was like an iPhone 12, 11. Had a normal phone and all. And I'm missing these jumps. But anyways, back to the story I was saying. iPhone 12 or 11. It was iPhone 12 or 11 for Christmas that I got from my dad. And he said the number one rules are don't download social media without asking me. Don't download any games without asking me. Everything like that. So one day I was scrolling through the app store, wanting an app. But you know what I did? I'm like, nah, I'm gonna download social media without asking my father. And I had social media, I downloaded all the apps, normally. And then here comes the craziest part of the story. I had social media for a couple weeks. Told nobody about it. And then gave my social media to Addie Lopez. She, I think, was catching feelings for me. I have no idea. She sent me a punching symbol. Whatever that thing means. Then she favorited a TikTok that I had. And that made me so happy, to be honest. There's also a couple more things. But that's not the craziest part of this story. But a couple weeks later, the bad news. This is the craziest part of the story. Bad news is my dad found out he took all away my social media, everything, and restricted my phone. He said you can't have social media anymore. And to this day, I don't have social media anymore because I downloaded social media without asking my father. That's why I don't have social media, and that's why I can't download it, because my phone is restricted forever. And not the only thing. There's another crazy story that I have to tell you. And it's about... I'm just going to tell you the story straightforward. So this was when I was, I think, almost in my almost about 20 years old. And I was in Fortnite, and I found a girl through Fortnite Omegle. And we were friends for quite a while, quite some time. And then we dated, we kinda E-dated, and I kinda regretted it. Don't ever E-date is not a good idea. And I kind of got her phone number, everything else. And then, happened is she and I were talking for a long time. We were talking for like a couple weeks. But then, here's the bad news. My father found out about that too, and you know what happened? He took everything away from me. He took my phone away from me. He took my PlayStation away from me. He took everything away from me and restricted everything for about 10 to 12 months. Almost about a year. And he told me to block this he told me to block this girl. He told me to never talk to her again, and her name was Savannah. Her name was Savannah. She lived in Florida. 12 or about 24 hours away from me, so that would have never worked anyways. Kinda was hoping it wanted to work out, but in the end of the day, things don't work out because you get them taken for dating online or asking or, just not even asking for social media or getting your phone taken away. But yeah, that's what I get for dating an e-girl. I wanted to spill the truth on why I don't have social media anymore. But, oh, I have a more of a crazy story, and this is bad. You should never do this ever on your phone. So, about a year ago, it was last summer, there was a text I got from a girl on phone because I was going on Facebook texting girls that I don't know, right? The girls I thought that were real. So I was texting them for quite a while, and then they wanted inappropriate pictures from me. So I was an idiot and sent inappropriate pictures to these girls, if they're even girls. I got scammed so hard on those they were sending me fake pictures of girls and everything, and they were asking for money. And I kind of shared my whole entire information to them, and then I kind of shared my whole entire address, my whole entire name, because I thought it was an actual girl, you know what I mean? I kind of shared my whole entire information with them, and what happened is that instead of it turns out that they were Russians, and I got scammed out of money. $1,000 got taken away from my whole entire family because of those Russians. Not just because of those Russians, because I was talking to them. And so then I got my phone taken away for a whole entire year. Almost, no, not whole entire year, 130 days. 130 days, I got my phone taken. And on August, I think it was around August, I got my phone back. Because I convinced my father to give me my phone back and everything else. But yeah, there's also another crazy story I have to tell you guys. I am dating now. I'm dating a girl that I actually know in real life. This is another story, you know. We're talking now. I know her. I've been knowing her for about 3 years. I met her at her parents' house the other day with my dad, so it was kind of nice to get to know her parents and stuff. But anyways, I got a message from her, and there was some very bad news. She was getting very sick, and I was like, "What's up? Why are you so sick?" She's like, "I don't know why I'm so sick, you know." But I got a message one day and said my left side hurts. I'm like, "Okay, go check to the doctor." She did. And guess what it was? It was kidney failure. It was kidney. It was because she wasn't drinking enough water. You know, when you don't drink enough water, you something in pain inside her body. She's having pain in her. I'm not gonna say it, but in her no square. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, don't demonetize me, please. in her no-no square, and she had a lot of pain over there. Anyways, she having so much pain, she went to emergency room, and she had surgery in the no-no square area. And so she had shots in her no-no square and had surgery on it, everything. They took x-rays, everything. And she got home very fine, and she's doing better now, and it just was kind of giving me a bit of worry. You know what I'm saying. But anyways, yeah, that was what happened to her and her whole life story. But yeah, these were my 3 stories that are crazy and somewhat out of hand and everything else. But yeah, I'm gonna go back down here now. Those are my 3 crazy stories I have for you guys today. But yeah, I don't know when this video is gonna get up to you guys, but those are my 3 most crazy stories of my lifetime. I had to put my girl that I'm dating now into here too, because well, these stories were actually true, real life stories. They're no joke. Um, don't ever go e-date a girl. It's not a good idea. You'll get your phone taken or whatever by your parents. Don't ever go and talk to people that you don't know on your phone, or they'll scam you, take your money, do whatever. And be careful out there, because there's some weirdos out there, there's some creepos out there. You never know what can happen to you, people you don't know who you're talking to, they could kidnap you. Not gonna say they would actually do that, but this just crazy people out there. And be careful who you date, because you get kind of worried about them as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of a weird mixed up video, a little bit of a garbage time video, but it's a video, it's a good one. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the views, the 2 subscribers, I guess, the 1 like on my video. But please like, subscribe. It'll be appreciated, and I will see you in next one. Dark Wolf, peace out.